character arcs in this season. So can you give it, I mean, not saying spoil it, I'm just saying in terms of your characters and where the journey they're on.
Yeah.
What can you say about that?
Yeah, well, I think as far as Katie goes, you see her starting off in a very dark place. She's sort of the bottom of the barrel, so to speak, and you see her journey moving through that, not necessarily getting out of it, but moving through it, and she does that in large part with Julia. And so you get to see her journey with her, and I think it's really more of an emotional journey this season for her. You get to see a lot more layers and depth and vulnerability, and you get to see her kick ass in good work. So that's fun.
For Julia, season 1 was so brutal, and she had these, awful, grotesque, violent, disgusting things happen to her and she was stripped of some of her humanity, and I kind of feel like season 2 is her journey back to herself, trying to figure out how to get back to herself. Revenge is involved, and also teaming up with Katie and having that sort of that's a really interesting camaraderie that we get to explore a lot.
You smiled when you said revenge is involved.
Yeah, Stella was a little happy about that. I think, yeah, that's good.
Yeah. In season 1, we see that Julia's memories of what happened are unlocked by Quentin. Is there any resentment from Julia towards Quentin from that situation, or?
They're not unlocked by Quentin, actually. They're unlocked by Ember.
Right.
So, no, because I think Quentin didn't have any control over that, I don't think he meant to, like it didn't, it happened by accident. Sort of, it's Ember, right? Not Ember. Yeah.
Yeah. Ember.
Yeah. No, I think she loves Quentin, and I think with a friend like that, you go in and out, and you'll have like years where you don't talk and years where you do, and you hate each other and you love each other, but at the end of the day, it never ends because it's family,
How about costuming for you two for season 2? Is it stepped up? Are you excited about what you're wearing?
We've talked about this.
Yeah.
We want like capes and crazy and stuff.
Yeah.
Do you not get capes?
You should wear that.
Well, it's because I think what happened is like we're for the most part in the real world, and we see all of these like Valorian creatures that are so magical with these elaborate costumes.
And Ellie and Margot.
And then we're just normal. And we're like,
Me and Jade had a
hi.
moment. But Magali, our wardrobe designer, she's amazing. Jadesi.
Yeah, she's incredible.
Magali, Jadesi, and then Kelly. They do an amazing job.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
And I think that we're going to get into those later in the series.
Exactly.
We're going to get to play with more of that stuff.
But I think that's what's also fun is that like we are the ones that are sort of grounded in reality.
Yeah.
In many ways. So I think
Visual balance between
different worlds. Yeah.
I was going to tease, like, Katie's a little bit more dirty, grungy, and
I feel like she's not as slutty this year.
I was thinking like 90s,
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah,
What
a
grunge
little bit
band were you
90s
in?
grunge.
Were you the lead singer?
Yeah. Oh God, Eddie
07?
Vedder or Kurt Cobain.
Yeah.
Do you find yourself sometimes wanting to take your character in a direction that you don't like the way they're going and eager to make that voice known?
It's hard to be in this person's shoes for such an immense amount of time, and sometimes you forget. And I find myself doing it. Like I get frustrated, but it's not me. It's Julia, and it's what's happening in her life. And even though I want to expedite it or I want her to learn things or grow, it's not necessarily realistic. Because like me as Stella, it takes so much time to figure things out.
So you kind of have to stifle your own objective view.
You have to like let it sort of evolve, and that's hard sometimes. But I think the way that they've written this is great. I think the way that Lev's done it, and Sarah and John, I think they really give us the reality of like slow burn in the right way.
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess that extends the life of your character with that slow development.
Yeah. And also, I don't know, for me personally, I think this year in particular, they've given me so many amazing things to work with that I'm just enjoying the journey with where it's going, and we just have the most amazing writers and writing team. It's true. So
it's just it's like.
And you have to relinquish some control sometimes in like wanting it to look a certain way because we have control over what we're creating on one end, but on the other end we get to let go and just like we are hired to create, like to read these lines and be this character. So I think yeah, I think about relinquishing control and just like allowing yourself to enjoy what you're given.
And it's just hard. That's why I was like, it's hard and it's frustrating because like Stella wouldn't do that. And Julia's doing that. I'm like, no.
Totally.
Why?
Totally. I was gonna do a spoiler alert.
What's been the most?
Yeah, Katie would. Oh no.
What's the most physically challenging shoot or stunt you've done?
I'm trying to think this season. What was I doing the other day that was pretty crazy? I forget now. Oh no, you go first.
Well, I don't think it's difficult because I get to just like punch a lot of people, and that's easy for me.
I had to do a stunt. I don't know if I'm allowed to reveal what it was.
No context, but
But it was like it was great. I had to hit
going
the
in
floor.
the air one.
Yeah.
Oh,
that
yeah.
was crazy too. Oh gosh, yeah. I had to get. Okay, spoiler alert. I had to get held up against a brick wall, but like, you might not be able to see the thing that's holding you up. It might be invisible. So that was really crazy, and it was in an alley.
Yeah,
You
that
both
was
look like you're
intense.
dressed up for the con. So if you were to go out on the floor and people were to take pictures of you, would you want them to take a picture because they admire what you're wearing or recognize you from the show?
Oh, recognize us.
Admire what I'm wearing. I love my jacket.
It's
Is this
fantastic.
my homage to Prince? You
Yeah.
know? I don't know.
Okay, we're wrapped up, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.